It's all so harmful to me. Poison. Beyond me, I look into the mirror, cannot recognize the monster I'm seeing before my eyes. Breaking free, leave it all behind. It's all so harmful to me. Poison. Feeling all my senses, I'm under control. What do I keep going back?
Just haunt me. I'm locked inside. These feelings can't be free. We were happy. Maybe that was just me. All I can remember is how you promised me. You said that you'd be here, but why I'm here alone? I wasted everything. Now I got nothing. Oh, time is all I have, but you took it again. Now I'm here wishing for a time machine, time machine.
Let me call you tonight, and I need you in my life. Baby, I miss you so much. Sick of love, but I need you in my life. Sorry, love, but you don't have to fight. Let me come and let me hug you tight. I'm sorry, love, but you don't have to fight. Let me make it better, I will sing to you. Shawty, you so perfect, let me fall for you. Sorry to know you're all alone tonight. Yeah, closer to you, falling. Hey, hey, hey. Sorry to know. Hey, hey, hey. Falling. Hey, hey, hey. Sorry to know you're all alone tonight. Yeah, close the cup love, but I need you in my life. Sorry, love, but you don't have to fight. Let me come and let me hug you tight. Sorry, love, but you don't have to fight. I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, falling for you. Let me call you tonight, and I need you in my life. Baby, I miss you so much. Let me make it better, I will sing to you. Shawty, you so perfect, let me fall for you. Sorry to know. Hey, hey, hey. Sorry to know you're all alone
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Legends Esports. It's your boy, Gurf, back once again on the analyst desk here, joining you guys tonight for a fun, action-packed night of LRS Draft. And yes, it is Beanie Gurf tonight. I'm wearing my True Damage toque tonight. It was freezing cold tonight, but we've got an exciting couple games for you coming up. First one is going to be Vipers taking on the Lions, and then second will be Phantoms facing off against the Spartans. So exciting couple of games coming up for you guys. But of course, tonight I am joined by none other than God King Soraka, aka Overcomer. How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing good. It's been what now? 2 weeks since I've been here with you.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks, but you're back now, and we're ready to get this game started. I think we're just having a little bit of a dispute over side selections right now. So why don't you tell us a bit about these teams while I try and sort this out?
Well, I mean, we do see some familiar names. You know, we see Vordaddy on Lions, which is definitely a player to look out for. He kind of made a name for himself last split. And then you do also have Yuani Toso. I can't even say his name properly, but on ADC as well. So you do have another familiar game that you gotta want keep an eye on, because if you let him get ahead, he's shown us in the past what he can do with Jhin. So
Yep, and I'm just checking here. It's looking like we do have a couple of familiar faces. We do have the Lions back on the stream again this week. They had a really good game against the Unicorns last week. Vordaddy came in pretty massive, but it was Jackie Love who was pretty damn scary down there on that Ezreal, going 9-0. So I'm very excited to see Jackie Love come back in again. I think we might actually be looking for a sub at this point right now. I think Vipers are in need of a sub. So 1 second there, Overcomer, if you want to just keep us going while I try and sort this out, brother.
oh my, I mean subs happen. I've been in that position where I think I would assume my team would show up, and then 5 minutes before the game is supposed to start, I find out that one of my players won't be making it. I'm like, well, time to start searching for backups. But yeah, no, I think these teams will kind of show off a decent competition for each other as well, just because having kind of two really strong players that have made names for themselves in past splits now facing off against each other, it's kind of, you get to a point where it's going to be like, I need to assert dominance, otherwise they're going to get ahead. So definitely going to be something to keep an eye on. But with all the new players as well, you know, not to say they're complete wild cards, but they also are in the same boat of trying to make a name for themselves. So
That is true too. I mean, a lot of new faces on stream this split. A lot of new players as well too. So it's always exciting getting to see what these new players are to bring out. We are just sorting out some side selection stuff right now. So once we get that sorted, we are going to get this started up. The graphics may be a little bit backwards here if it does end up being Vipers on the red side. So we are going to keep you posted as we find out. All right.
I'm sure it'll happen. I mean, rules do change, and it is only the beginning of the split, so players are still kind of getting familiar with the rules sometimes. But
oh, but the graphics, Overcomer, the graphics, you got to think of those. I mean, they're gonna be backwards. They're gonna be picking, and everyone's gonna think that the Lions draft is the Vipers draft. This is just unbelievable.
But I mean, could we not have it just to make it more of a guessing game? You know, like if we get it backwards, but then we don't tell people it's backwards, so they're gonna think it's right, and then they'll think it's wrong because people are gonna be like, "Wait, this guy doesn't play this champion," and then you just make a whole guessing game, and then you can turn it into a whole event for Twitch chat and just be like, "Who do you think is gonna take what, and who's going where?"
I mean, this could be interesting come predictions to see where those tokens go if everything's backwards.
Exactly. That's the whole point of it. Got to spice it up a bit.
But it's looking like it will be lines on the blue side. So those graphics will be backwards, guys. No, I'm seeing here that it is Viper's blue side. This is interesting. This is interesting.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah. So I'm gonna let them know to get switched up. We'll give the Lions some more time. No, the Vipers some time to find a fill there. No, they have Awesome Sheep. I believe everyone's here, but it will be the Lions with a fill support. Not a support top lane. That doesn't make any sense. With a substitute in the top lane. Baby Claps will be coming in. So I'm liking that name a lot too. But hopefully we can get sorted up and get this PentaQ on the row. But that is the final word here. That it is Vipers on the blue side.
It is.
So we're going to get that switched up. We're going to get this game started for you very soon. But we're just going to let players organize themselves. So let's flip on over and see who's actually playing in tonight's games. Because we got a few returning faces, a few new ones as well too. Let's go over and check them out. And we are getting these up very soon. But it won't be Rover Eye up in the top lane, unfortunately. It's actually going to be Baby Claps there. So we'll get that name up on stream for you. And remember, just when you're voting for your player of the game tonight, to keep in mind it will be Baby Claps up there. Spelt with little interesting circle O's, but we'll do our best here to get that name up. Boom, there we go. Baby Claps up on the board. But I believe the Lions are looking for one more. We got a new PentaQ coming in, so thankfully players are working with us here. There we go. Lions blue, Viper. Wait a minute, that's
Lions blue, Vipers red.
I'm pretty sure it is. Well, I mean, it's the graphic. It's the graphic. That's all. So if it's a little backwards, it's a little backwards. But right now I have Lions on the red side in the client here, and the Vipers are filing in here onto the blue side. So it looks like we are going to get this started out very, very soon. I will let them know we are ready to go, and we can start this thing up. But what are we expecting to see out of these players tonight, Overcomer? What are you thinking?
I mean, it would be not really out of the picture to see a Volibear ban. Vordaddy has definitely kind of shown his skill with the champion. But likewise, as I kind of said before, Juanito kind of showed off what he can do with Jhin, and based on the current meta with Jhin being a very strong ADC, I wouldn't be surprised to see something like a Jhin get banned, or maybe a Thresh, just because those picks are kind of really, really useful for a bot lane. They kind of just can do whatever they want in lane, and then just turn around and help their team when the time comes.
And like I was saying too, I'm going back to my notes from last week on this league, and yeah, Jackie Love on the Ezreal 9-0-2, super massive. But what we saw from Lions, I mean, they're really hard on this early game, like extremely hard on the early game, and very aggressive, which is where we see some of these teams kind of come out with that early game success. We do actually have the PentaQ going right now. We're a little bit behind, but we just got the new link updated here. Kaisa and Zach first to sit on the bench. And Kaisa's a great ban right now, just super strong. The Void Seeker is, I think honestly, I might be a magnet for Kaisa W's. It's anybody who's played ARAMs with me.
Kaisa just seems to never miss when I get shot at by one.
Yeah. It's a little ridiculous how often I get hit by them, but the Jhin is next to go. Nice ban against Juanito Soul there on the Vipers. a known Jin player and has busted him out a few times. So that is definitely a smart ban here from the Lions. But let's see what is next to sit on the bench in this first game here. I mean, you got lots of picks still up. That Volibear is available for Vordaddy if Vipers do decide to let this through. But lots of other great picks here. I mean, Lions picked up that Camille Galio last week as well too, which that's just so strong into any 5-man comp. You can get a lot done with that wombo combo between them. But Kha'Zix and Annie next to go.
Definitely a very safe pick. You know, Annie can kind of just do what she pleases in lane. Because even if you kind of snowball early and she gets put behind, she just walks down and just one-shots an ADC. So it's just, she can't really get put behind because late game she has so much versatility with the CC that it's like, hey, you want a team fight? No. I'm not letting that happen.
And you get to see the first of the Vipers ban there, the first of the Vipers picks, and it will be that Misfortune picked up, most likely going down towards the bot lane for Juanito Soul. I haven't seen a Misfortune support in a good minute, so I don't expect it to be that, but she is very strong right now. If you get a team like they did last week, get a Galio and or Camille into that mix, or just generally big AoE CC on one of their champions, that just offers so much wiggle room for that bullet time to just be devastating here to the Lions. So really strong first pick here for the Vipers.
Yeah, it's definitely a very safe pick too, because there's not much that you can really play into that you have to worry about too much with the because with that bullet time damage, you know, it's like if you lose early game, you just need one good positioning in a team fight and their health bars are melted.
oh my goodness. That is the Samira pickup here for the Lions, and it was actually before the Lions were a team this split. Jackie Love in the exhibition games busted out the Samira here on stream, went absolutely bonkers on it too. So I'm very excited to see Jackie Love's Samira here in our first game of the night, because that thing not only is it a nutty champion, like I'm talking your most basic fill-ins ADCs could pick up Samira and be like, all right, we're good to go. We're going to go 10-0 this game. But in Jackie Love's hands, that is a dangerous weapon. So I am very excited. Very excited for that one to come out.
Are you expecting like a 15 kill Samira?
I honestly, I wouldn't put it past him to not potentially crack 10 tonight. We're going to have to see what the Vipers pick, because picking this Samira up so early in this draft, I mean, really showing your bot lane here, can give the Vipers a lot of options to think of answers for this Samira as the game progresses, you know, like finding more CC, finding more, you know, really, realistically, point and click CC to make sure that she just doesn't go anywhere. She's just ridiculous. She's ridiculous. She really is. She can dash away to friendlies as well too. So that adds a whole other piece of movement that you have to be aware of when you try to actually CC the Samira, because she can be very, very tough to lock down. But Set and Jarvan coming through as the second and third pick here for the Vipers. Potentially Set support. Yeah. I was talking about CC and
that point and click CC from a Set ultimate just like bye-bye.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need. We might even see the Set support come through to pair that up with Misfortune, but that Galio pickup is so strong right now, especially in competitive fives. It just offers so much for your team to do, to really control those big team fights around Dragons and Barons. There's just not a lot you can do when you have a giant what is he again? Chat, help me out. What is Galio? Petrosite Golem? He's a Petrosite Golem, isn't he?
Yeah.
But that heroic entrance, when that thing comes down, shields your teams, gives a giant knockup. I mean, come on. That's just ridiculous. That's why I love the champion so much. But
it's like wee.
It's a bit of a wee.
Big slam.
Do all our casting in Vine and or TikTok references tonight. That'd be honestly, that'd be almost challenging. I could see that as being challenging. But Samira, not Samira, no. Syndra, Victor, gone next.
We need to just set up a night where we have like the casters and whatnot have to all like do a certain thing. So it could be like talking accent. They're only allowed to say like a specific phrase or set of phrases. Like,
Let's see what the final ban of the Vipers is going to be. That Anivia has been taken off the board from Obatala. Now got that name right. I had that mixed up a little bit last week, but hopefully no more name changes there, eh? No more tongue twisters for me to try and figure out. Rek'Sai next to go. That's the final ban here for the Vipers, and now we get to see the finalized comps here. Not finalized until they actually lock into the client, but we get to see what the final picks here for Lions are gonna, what they're gonna be. Any guesses here?
It's hard to say because I don't know necessarily where that Galio is being played. I would assume mid, but
Could be, I would think mid at this point with the Nami pickup here. There's not many other places you can send Nami on her own. She does tend to be kind of a liability left alone from personal experience. I can definitely tell you that.
That's for sure.
Oh, I like this pickup, the Elise though, for the Lions. Actually, fun fact, I was talking to Vordaddy before these games tonight. He was actually mentioning to me that he is not actually a Volibear player, to my surprise. Apparently that is just something that comes out for Legends Esports only. But tonight he's going to switch it up a bit. No Volibear to be seen right now. He goes for the Elise instead. So I am interested to see Vor on something a little bit different now, which is gonna spice it up just a little bit more. But that Orianna picking for the Vipers, very strong mid laner right now. That Shockwave is just a little ridiculous. But let's see what the final pickup is gonna be.
I do definitely kind of like the Elise though, because she can't get locked down by that Jarvan ulti because she can just turn into a spider and jump away, or just stay up in the air for like the duration of the wall, basically. So definitely in terms of the straight jungle kind of pressure, Elise doesn't really have to worry about Jarvan kind of staying on top of her too much. But at the same time, it does kind of provide a little less pressure towards lanes, not necessarily, but like in the sense where she kind of has her stun and that's it for CC. Whereas Jarvan now has that knock up, he has the Cataclysm at level 6. So it's kind of just an all around kind of trap. And then you get, if you put the Ori ball onto it, you know, you get the Ori ball, you have the Jarvan, you have an MF ulti. Like, there's just not really an escape for them if they get like a 2 or 3 man Jarvan ulti in the game.
Yeah, it's gonna be really scary to kind of keep their distance away from. I'm gonna give players the ready check so we can go ahead and hop into the actual client to see where these champions are gonna end up here. I just made a mistake there. It is actually the substitute for the Lions top laner. Baby Clap is going to be playing for them. Rovereye is here. But now we actually go to see where these champions are locking in. And just remember, guys, that predictions will be open once these teams have locked in their champions. We are just going to... Psych. Psych there. Not yet. Not yet.
Close.
Ready? Just give them the quick ready check once more. Make sure that we are.
No, we're in a blind pick game. That's the.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Okay, we're gonna have to reset that real quick. But that gives me time to set up this predictions for everybody. So that's actually quite nice. That gives me a little bit of time here, but. A couple of strong teams here for both these guys. I mean, this is just looking good for either side right now, and I'm not too sure where to really put my money on yet. We'll have to see.
If I had to go by a straight like combo, I would have to give it to blue side, just because you know that Jarvan, Orianna, you have the MF, even the set to kind of jump in and kind of get that if you get kind of people grouped together, and then the Camille who can kind of just isolate one person. Just I feel like it might, if they get a good team fight off, especially around something like a Dragon or a Baron, I think they can definitely swing it in their favor a lot easier. But Lions do have a really good pick comp. They do have the high knockups. You get the Malphite into the Galio into the Nami type of thing. So Samira definitely has her CC for her. but it feels a little bit as if they're kind of putting all their kind of hopes and dreams into the Samira. So if Samira gets kept behind during that early game and doesn't really get that chance to pop off early, then it's going to make the mid to late game a lot more difficult, as there's not as much of a team fight necessarily in terms of damage, and it's kind of just more reliant on how much Samira can dash around.
And she really can, but that just realizing that last lock-in, that Malphite here is going to be really, really powerful. I mean, this draft from the Lions just looking really powerful. If the Vipers go to look for a pick, there's really a lot of answers that they have. The Malphite ult, the Nami ult, the Galio, anything, really. There's a lot of stuff here to make sure the Samira stays super safe. So Vipers need to be really smart with when they're kind of pulling that trigger to look for the all-ins or look for the commitment, because there's a good chance that Lion just say, hey, no, we've got answers for this. We're just going to say a big fat no to all of your engage and back off and try and keep Jackie Love alive as long as possible.
I mean, I think if they time it right with the set, like if set gets any form of flank, it kind of just cancels the cancel. If you can use the Jarvan Orianna as a distraction, you can kind of bring set around to flank. Could definitely be an interesting aspect of a team fight. But yeah, Lions have when you have Nami, Gali, like it's basically CC plus Samira. So,
Kinda, yeah.
You have CC plus Samira, and then just Elite everywhere, just to spread damage to everyone. So it'll definitely be interesting to see these teams pull off team comps that they've drafted. But I mean, it does make it more of a spicy game, right?
Absolutely it does. But just watching these champions lock in here will be pretty much the expected champions that we would look for from this from the Pentacute early on. So nothing too surprising coming out there. The Galio will be mid, but I am very excited to see Vordaddy, what he's going to be doing on that Elise, considering he does like to play the early game quite a bit. And that's my question kind of for you, Overcomer, is that will we see that kind of playstyle possible with an Elise here?
I mean, I think it is definitely possible. I would assume he's going to be kind of camping bot side, because getting their Samira fed is definitely not a win condition necessarily, but it's definitely an aid with the team comp they have set up. So with that early game pressure, if he gets a good cocoon on the MF, he does have... MF basically can't get out if she gets CC'd, because then you have the Nami to follow up, you have the Galio ulti, which is basically half the map as the game progresses. But at the same time, when you have something like Camille, who can kind of just sit back, and I'm pretty sure, I'm not too familiar with the top lane matchup, but I do feel Camille is a really strong pick against Malphite, just because the amount of back and forth to the shield she can pick up, the multiple kind of forms of damage, whereas Malphite is kind of just stuck sitting there, auto attack. So
I mean, I played a little Camille last night actually, and she feels really strong, especially we can get those Qs off back to back. Just a reminder, guys, now that teams have locked in their champions, predictions are open, so you can go ahead and start using those tokens. It's just command play LNS or VPR, depending on who you want to vote, followed by the amount of tokens. Make sure to double check your tokens with command tokens. That should be good to go now. So I'm seeing a few come in right now. Very nice. But just looking around here, yeah, there is lots of point and click that the Vipers do have. But again, lots of answers from this Lions side. You have a Malphite, Galio, Nami, ult. All of those are super great answers to say, hey, back off, get away from Jackie Love. We don't want you in our back line. But we got to see where the Vipers really pull that trigger. Are they going to just blow their load all at once and really force the Lions to answer fast? or do, like you said, Overcomer. That was kind of a smart thing to mention too, was looking for some smart planks. If their attention's all drawn to, you know, say the set Misfortune, and you have a Jarvan on your backside there, kind of sneaking around, that can be potentially deadly. So warding is going to be a huge part, I think, of this Lions game, and they need to be taking numbers when they go warding, or else the chance of a pick is just way too high.
Yeah, even going with 2, I feel isn't necessarily safe when you have something like a set in the game, or you have like that Jarvan with an Orianna nearby. You kind of, as you get to that mid to late game kind of spot, you're almost forced to send a minimum of like 3 people just to get a couple wards down in your jungle. So unless you can win those fights before placing wards down, your kind of only hope is to kind of sit, and you want to fight on kind of only one side of the map, because if you can keep all 5 of your members on one side of the map, it'll make your warding that much easier to cover the larger area. But definitely one thing Lions don't want to do is group up, because a single group up can spell the end of the fight just within a matter of seconds. Whereas I think with Vipers, they almost, like, I feel like Lions almost do better against Vipers if Lions can stay spread out. Just because the amount of, like, when you have that much CC between their champions, there's nothing to lock down, because Jarvan, once he kind of jumps in, it kind of commits him to somewhere. Camille can force a 1v1 for a split second when her ult goes off and knocks everyone else away. But she's stuck in there by herself. If the team can collapse, if the team is grouped up and then you have the Jarvan with her, I would assume if they're playing it, you'd have the Jarvan kind of sitting with the Camille for those late game fights, so that they can't really get on the Camille. When she goes into the ultimate.
We are going to take just a quick break while we get ourselves synced up. But guys, we will be right back here with game number 1, Vipers facing the Lions. So we will see you very, very soon.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a pause immediately. Oh my gosh. Well, at least we're synced up. Classic pause here. I mean, maybe it's a strategic pause coming out of one of these teams here. You never know what these pauses are really for. I mean, sometimes it can be internet, sometimes it can be, computer issues, client issues. Sometimes maybe you just want to pause. You want to breathe before coming into these games. Just get all those jitters out and get really in the mindset for what this game is about to be, Overcomer. It's all about that momentum, really, and that's what the Lions we saw are so much about. I mean, they really come into this early game and try their best to, get that snowball rolling as fast as they possibly can. I don't know how much of that we are going to see in this early game with the Lions, considering, we do have a Malphite and Galio, not the strongest early game champions, but do offer a ton of CC. So I think level 6 for both teams might be the magic number here. If anything, there's definitely going to be some trading going on between the lanes. I mean, Pursuit of Death is going to have lots of options to get some good poke off onto Obatala. But I'm curious to see if Vordaddy is going to be making those rotations early and trying to maybe get his bot lane rolling. If Jackie Love can pick up an early kill, that's actually so massive for the Lions. However, Vipers here on the blue side are going to be looking for just the same. I think you said, if you walk too far forward or not to clump, right? That's the danger issue here if one of these teams clump. That's really true for both, as they both clump. What? Guys! That's honestly... Yeah, this is definitely an interesting start here for both sides as they kind of try and sniff out each other at this point, and it looks like Lions are prepared for an invade, just on the wrong side, unfortunately. And no, Overcomer is not muted. I have his mic up as far as I can. If you want to turn your mic up a little bit on your end, that would be fantastic. Just a smidge there so we can all hear you. So all the folks at home can hear you. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Anyways, as you get that going, we have this game starting out. A little Cloud Drake coming in 3 minutes here, so we'll see if one of these teams want to go ahead and pick that one up for themselves. But it is the soul that is the coveted prize here for many of these LRS teams. You see, that seems to be the main focus here, especially from the Lions. They definitely go hard for these dragons.
So it's
It's interesting, but what's interesting right now is Sheep picking up first blood there on the bot side, taking out JB Shishimi. And my apologies, Overcomer. I totally had you muted on my end there. But more trading in the top lane. Rover Eye getting super low, forced to flash on out, and Baby Collapse making that Malphite known with the Comet. Actually is going to be doing a lot of early game harass.
yeah, I mean, this is kind of to be expected with kind of the way it's going. When you have that set early, if he gets that pull, you can't really move, especially on a champion like Nami, who is very team reliant as an enchanter. She has one form of CC. So she has Nami has that one form of CC early without having that ultimate as the additional knockup. So if this champion like Set can get on top of her, it's kind of just like half her health bar is guaranteed to be gone, even without items.
This is something interesting to me. I mean, it kind of makes sense, the fact that, going into a lane with CC and lots of poke, like the Misfortune Set have, JB Shishimi has actually picked up a Relic Shield on the Nami. Usually you would go the Frostfang build.
Yeah.
But I can't see them actually getting a lot of harass out onto the bot lane, so I guess that's not terrible in a situation like this. If you know you're going to be turtled under your tower for the majority of the laning phase, why not pick up something that's a little bit more safe?
For sure, definitely something that will help. I mean, we already see it here.
Yeah, lots of damage coming through on the top and the bot side, but the TP down bot side from Obatali, he's going to get the double taunt up here as another TP is coming through from this Orianna. Awesome Sheep does get low, but Asobi's Spirit picks up the kill onto Obatala. 4 members of Vipers down here to clean that up.
It was such a. It would have been a good play, but with bot lane backing out, I mean Samira being like next to dead, it was kind of a good time to back out. But running in that far without kind of the support of that bot lane, kind of you lose the priority of getting that, which in the end when you pay for you pay for your life with that, but.
Sometimes it do be like that, but more trading going on in this top side right now is Rovrai super low is going to have to dash on out of there. Baby Claps is getting kind of scary. We've seen a few Malphights actually this week. Actually, you played a Malphite last night. That was pretty damn scary.
I did.
Another one from Psychonautic in the LRS pre-made last Thursday. So the Malphights, whether or not they're on the winning side or the losing side, are still a dominating factor in these games. And when they get their items and tank up, it becomes extremely scary. We do see a Comet Malphite coming through, so not sure how tanky this one's going to be getting, but either way, it does become scary as potential gank here in the mid lane. Obotala just going to taunt that set up and send them packing.
It's like, not today.
No thanks, I'm good. I will not have that, but... Oh, maybe
no
so.
more fighting. I mean, we do have the set taking the Hex Flash here too. So the fact that he's being this aggressive is definitely kind of thanks to his runes. But I don't know what his overall plan will be getting those Hex Flash plays off when you're against a team with 4 hard CC champions.
Yeah,
but
that does become a little scary to try and actually go for those big plays. But we saw, I mean, really early on, Sheep was able to pull that off and pull the Nami in. I mean, any CC on a Nami that early on is going to be instant death, considering that he has his flash available. Junglers are actually going to meet outside of his Dragon Pit. Vordaddy doing some damage to the Sobi Spirit, but here comes a heroic entrance. Shockwave will lock Vordaddy down for a couple seconds, but over the wall he goes with the Repel in the bot lane. Wanting to still does pick up a kill onto Shishimi, and we got fights just breaking out all over the map right now. As it's just a bloodbath around this dragon. This should spell the Cloud Drake here for the Vipers as they find the better end of that fight.
yeah, that's I mean,
I mean that's super ideal to start at a game like this. Each of them with an extra 300 gold in their pocket means they're just going to be that much ahead in this early game, and this is kind of the opposite of what the Lions usually play to, is dominating that early game, get the snowball running, and not leave any windows for your team, the other team, to kind of claw their way back into this. But Vipers playing this early game really well so far. It's just a love tap. Just a little love tap. We are seeing some more trading in the bot lane. Yeah, never do I get the bounces like that, but that Relic Shield, helping out a little bit. We do see Vordaddy has snuck his way down into this bot river, so he's going to be waiting there, ready to get a cocoon off. J4 is going to be on this side of the map, but let's see if the Lions can pull this one off here. This is going to be definitely a little scary here. Not the waves pushed out, but actually, oh no, that's going to be the Misfortune stepping up. Jumped on it immediately and locked down. Juanito's Soul will get picked off by Jackie Love. And Awesome Sheep just going to have to W shield to get himself out of there. That patience from Vordaddy did eventually pay off. Well played there by the Lions jungler.
I don't know. I feel like that's almost to be expected. I know we were kind of talking about it earlier, about how most likely Vordaddy should be camping bot on the Elise, just because he's not going to be able to do too much top lane with how their team is set up. Plus, that with getting that Samira ahead early is kind of what they need to kind of get that snowball going. Just because they'll fall off otherwise with their other kind of.
Right, getting a little aggressive here, but that's going to be the Malphite ulti immediately answered with the Camille Hextech ultimatum. I mean, that's, I think, what Rover was kind of watching out for. He didn't want to dive under the tower with a Malphite ulti up. However, Vordaddy is here. The Cocoon will hit a minion, so Rover just throwing him the little thumbs up there. Love it. You love it.
Yeah, it's but yeah, kind of going back to what we had been talking about, even just in draft, where Vordaddy's going to look to get Samira fed, and so Vipers, as much as they are ahead, definitely need to kind of sit in lane and say, like, okay, where is the jungler right now? Just because they should kind of know, like, they, as a team, Lions are trying to get that give the gold to Samira, because once she gets, you know, those like 2-3 items, she can basically 1v3 with that ultimate. Whereas getting something like Malphite fed.
Oh, wait, no. The double set pull back in and the showstopper to bring this fight back in. JB Shishimi with the ultimate, but Jackie Love gets so low. However, Sobi Spirit will die to those turret shots. I was going to say, watch out for the jungler as Vipers try to do... hit the Lions with the Uno reverse card there, as Jackie Love is going to dash on back. Awesome Sheep is still chasing, but knocked up by the bubble. Beautiful CC there by JB Shishimi to pass that kill on over to Jackie Love. Now 4-1-0 on the Samira. Might pick up another kill here as he does pop the heal. The bubble will go down and get the kill there for JB Shishimi, but overall 2-0 in this bot side of the map here for the Lions.
I don't know what I want to say about that play, because, like, yes, they're low, but running in back under tower after they've already disengaged like that, you're kind of just asking to die.
That is a prime example of greed. It's in its finest form. I mean, it's so tempting. You're ahead in lane. You are ahead as a team. You're doing well, and they're gonna escape with you with that much health? I don't think. Oh, we're dead. I have paid for that situation so many times. We are gonna see actually the rotation of Vordaddy up to the top lane with that Herald as he pops it. Malphite does have ult. Rover is gonna have to play this a little carefully.
I mean, I don't think they can kill him. It is pretty early. You know, if it was something like AP Malphite, maybe they'd kind of be able to burst him a lot faster, but not something you see too often here. So
Shelly gets the charge, but that's actually going to be Malphite ulti going in. Sobi is getting low, but the heroic entrance coming through. TP answer from the Vipers as well to try and get back into this one. Baby Collapse is low. Rover is going to hopefully avoid Vordaddy there. The shockwave coming in from Pursuit of Death to keep his jungle safe. His top laner safety is Rover actually looking to go back in. That's going to be the Hextech ultimatum once more underneath this turret. Juggling those turret shots. Awesome Sheep gets so low, but the Ori ball there to shield them up. Oh, Batala still up here. And these three members of Vipers are going to back off, hopefully. Just be happy with what they picked up there.
Yeah. That's, I can almost say for certain, Awesome Sheep was probably like, how am I alive? Question mark. Definitely, I mean, that was definitely well played by the Galio, you know, getting that instant kind of knock up into the taunt under tower, but with that Hextech ultimatum, it's kind of just, Camille, it's similar to that Fizz, you know, when Camille can dive in, start or aggro, and then just trade it off to someone else. It's, definitely makes it hard to keep her locked down under tower. That's for sure.
We do have the Mountain Dragon currently being taken by the Lions right now. There's going to be a TP to come through as well. But the rest of the Vipers are here. The bullet time is coming through on this TP. The Dragon getting lower and lower, but blue team will secure. That will be going over to the Vipers, but oh, big Cataclysm in the backside of Sobi Spirit trying to lock down this Galio, but Jackie Love is in. The Inferno trigger is strong, but not that strong enough yet. Bubble comes through, lands on two members of Vipers, but slowed down by the Misfortune E. JB Shishimi is going to have to get away from this, as there goes Rover for the double kill. In he goes, and my god, beautiful little pick off there as Vipers find the kills. They find the Dragons. They're up 3k, and now the Infernal Soul is going to be coming up in 4.5 minutes. Well, not the Infernal Soul yet, but we do get to the Infernal Soul in this game, and whatever team can claim that for themselves is going to be just rocking it.
I honestly think that the Infernal Soul is definitely a lot more important for Vipers compared to if Lions do manage to pick it up somehow. Just because, you know, when you have a team that has, they have so much CC, but that they fall off in damage. So with the Fire Soul, although they'll do a little bit more of that kind of early poke damage, it's not as kind of scary, you know, seeing a tank Malphite get a little added burst damage compared to seeing Orianna Camille set with that burst damage.
Yeah,
So
bullet time with the Infernal Soul burst is it is pretty scary. It is, and you're totally right. The tanks that they have to deal with, right? The Malphite and the Galio that they have to deal with as well too. Having that extra bit of damage on them is definitely going to be a huge benefit to the Vipers if they are able to claim it. And being 2 dragons up is definitely this is definitely not a sore spot for them right now in this game.
for sure, it's I honestly think, or I guess you could say this is my little prediction for what they might try to do, is if Vipers can get next dragon to be on Soul Point, they might give up a Fire Dragon to get Baron, just because their team has so much more damage. That getting that Baron buff and getting that kind of push going with Baron buff, they're not really losing much by giving that 4% damage to a team of CC.
We do see a little commotion here in the river as Pursuit of Death is going to get the taunt onto him lowered really fast, and Vordaddy's just going to clean that one up as the rest of the Lions are here to fight, but the heroic entrance coming down the bullet time is just ripping through these members of the Lions. They are so low. Obatala will find Awesome Sheep, but Juanito Soul does so much damage, picks himself up a double kill. Rover Eye looking to clean up Shishimi as well too, and is just Jackie Love left under his mid tower. Oh my, the misfortune ult in that fight was ridiculous.
Exactly what we were just talking about too. You know, you get that damage and the health bars are they're just gone. you might as well just be an enchanter at that point.
This is actually ridiculous, the amount of damage that is being pumped out by the Vipers right now. They're still holding that about 2k gold lead, but just showing up stronger in these fights. I mean, it looked like it was going to be just a quick little pick there from the Lions on that on the Orianna, but for some reason they clump up. They get CC'd, and you see what happens. Like you said, before this game even started, the danger of clumping up in this game for either side, and Lions take the worst end of that trade.
Yeah. Definitely an interesting setup with wards. You know, the Vipers have got wards. The entire blue side, or the blue buff area of Lions was full of wards, whereas the one thing I think Lions kind of have started to fall off in is getting those good wards out. Early game, they had the entire bot side and half split up like a Christmas tree, and now they just have those couple of sporadic wards that keep getting cleared out before they can kind of replace them and reposition them. So kind of that vision is definitely not helping them, as they think they get good picks and then it just turns around because the whole Viper team just happens to be around the corner because they couldn't see it because they didn't have the ward there.
Second Herald of the game getting picked up right now. This time it is going to be by the Vipers, as they are definitely on a roll right now, looking really good right now. As we're just about to crack that 18-minute mark in the game, this is where we're really seeing these comps come together in these big team fights, these big 5-man wombo combos. So this is where we start to see it get really spicy, and especially the stuff we were talking about pre-game on, you know, looking for flanks or not clumping up, or, you know, making sure not to step out of line, or making smart picks, essentially. All of the above on the answer key there. That these teams are checking those boxes, because all it takes is one little mistake and both these teams are looking to punish each other as much as possible. But this third Drake of the game, this Inferno, going to be going on over to the Vipers, putting them at Soul Point. Nothing that the Lions are going to do about this one, and even though they were 2-0 coming into tonight's games, they might be handed their first loss by the Vipers. It looks like Rovari just saying a little hello to Baby Claps there in the mid lane.
It's like remember me? We had this little debate over in top lane. Now I'm just gonna keep it up in the middle.
I mean, in terms of the two of them, it was a pretty tame top lane, some good back and forth, but a lot of the attention I've seen this game has been focused down towards the bot side. Both junglers, you know, sneaking in from the brushes, looking for picks here, looking to really kind of take over I mean, the bot side of the map, and that's where Vipers have kind of gotten ahead. They've been able to do a lot more of that, considering that that mid tower was taken relatively early on. I would say maybe, you know, average time. That's kind of an overestimate there. But having that mid open has just allowed them to kind of get this vision up all over the map, make those rotations, and really just control the Dragon side of Summoner's Rift at this point.
Yeah, definitely. You know, top lane might have gone even for these two laners, but I don't think it'll be even much longer, as we are sitting on 6-0 Camille. So as the gold kind of gets built up in her pockets, it's gonna definitely hurt more and more for Malphite to stay in the roster.
Yeah, and speaking of gold, we can take a peek at some of the gold differences right now. 2.3k up for Roverai in top lane. So he's sitting nice and pretty on that Camille, feeling really good about really any pick he wants to do, except the Baron. He might not want to 1v1 this Baron right now.
I mean, everyone wants to limit test, right? You know.
Limit test, yes. Maybe wait till he's at least level 16, and then he can go limit test the Baron. But right now, he's farming well. He has not died, and he's got 6 kills. That's a lot of gold. That's a great shutdown if the lines are able to find him. But they're going to have to send numbers to deal with this Camille if they want to try and pick him off.
Yeah, they're definitely kind of at that disadvantage. You know, sending the numbers picked off, sure, you can get a decent shutdown, but you'll lose a tower in the process. Just because when you know you get that 1v1 early.
We saw an almost pick in the bot lane, Malphite, or Baby Claps, forced to flash away from the shockwave there. Almost picked up by it as 4 members of the Vipers were all down there. And actually, Roverai going to go back in, gets hunted up by Obatala immediately. And Daddy is here with the cocoon, locks him down. That's going to be Roverai with the Hextech ultimatum and just starts to run away. Is that bot turret taken? That tier 2? Tier 3? Tier 1?
Outer.
That's what I usually go for, is the outer, inner, and then inhib. That's what I usually call them by. But I've been keeping casters going.
It would be tier 1. It would be tier 1.
Tier 1. Thank you, Overcoming. This is why you're our color caster. You're our brains for the night. I just talk fast, and that's what I'm here for.
But I mean, that is kind of exactly what we said would happen. You know, if they try to send anything towards Camille, that's just a free tower for the Vipers just to get handed over, just because they can send numbers on the other side of the map entirely. But they're definitely playing. I do want to commend them for playing this well. You know, like they're ahead by a lot, but they're not overly forcing to the point where they get greedy like they did in the early stages and had given up a couple kills from. But they definitely have kind of sat back and was like, okay, we're ahead, let's play it slow. Kind of let them come to us because we know we can win the fight, instead of trying to force the fight early and then having it possibly go south from them making the first mistake.
Yep. You see this Infernal is about to spawn in a minute, so teams are just warding the crap out of this Dragon Pit right now, trying to get control over this. Lions do not want to let this go over to the Vipers, because that would mean Soul. And none other than Infernal Soul. We already saw what the bullet time can do to this Lions squad. And that's not even with the Infernal Soul. So this thing's already insanely powerful. This has to be a pickup here from the Lions, or that might be kind of the end right now. Is actually the Shockwave is gonna catch Obatala. He's gonna be showstopped back by Awesome Sheep. Caught up here, but he's gonna queue. He's gonna look to go back in. A little bit of damage. The TP is coming through as well. These numbers are looking a little scary as the team's kind of split up here. Bullet time coming through as well to try and keep Sheep alive, but that will be Jackie Love going in on this back line. Heroic entrance as well. Lions trying to turn it around. It looks like they're doing pretty well so far. Baby Claps still staying alive. Jackie Love just ripping apart these members of the Vipers as Obatala finds that backside fight near the Raptors, and Lions come out on top. What the hell?
A 1 for 5. That's kind of exactly what you don't want to happen when you're that far ahead, because a team like this, you know, they kind of just showed they have the CC and they use the CC.
I mean, that fight was looking so good for the Vipers initially. I mean, they had the numbers. The Lions were kind of split up, but I mean, that repel from the Elise is just enough to cause got a little bit of confusion there, but the big part of that was Jackie Love just kind of popping off on the Vipers in that one. She did so much damage in that fight. As Baron is picked up here for the Lions at 24 minutes. However, on the other side, I think this is what Kenny said. The Baron swap for the Dragon right now, as it will be the Infernal traded for Baron. The TP does come through for Baby Clouds, but he's just going to run away. Too many members of the Vipers there. So this is definitely an interesting game. Only a 200 gold difference between these guys. One side has Baron. One side has Infernal Soul. Where is this one going to go, Overcomer? Oh my goodness.
It's really hard to say. I mean, that last fight is kind of not like a game breaker, but if Lions can pull that same setup, I wouldn't actually say they were necessarily split up early. I think because that's kind of what they want, is they don't want to be grouped together, because, you know, when you have a Malphite ult who comes flying in over walls, you have the Galio who can go from realistically half the map. Like, you don't want to be sitting on top of each other, because that's just a free shockwave into, like, set ult into the Jarvan kind of lockdown with the bullet time. So it starts out as a possible pick, but as long as they play this correctly, their Baron push realistically is a lot stronger because of the amount of CC they have. Because you don't really need a lot of damage, or like you don't need a damage heavy comp when you have that much CC with a Baron buff, because you can just kind of let the minions do all the work to the towers.
Which is exactly what they're doing right now, just keeping that cannon alive, trying to take down this mid-tier 1. See, we got him now. But right now, Rover is currently split pushing on this top side. We'll get that tier 2 top tower. Galio gonna back to try and answer that one, but 4v5, no, 4v4 now in this mid lane, as Rover will be going back. So Galio is just gonna be showing up to the top lane with, oh, the Protobelt does stop it. A little bit rude, but Protobelt does stop the back, doesn't allow Rover to get the full channel through in that one, but there's only 50 seconds up this Baron left, probably a little bit less than that, as, you know, at least they're able to find the tier 1 mid tower to open up this map a little bit for themselves, but Lions not getting a massive push off with the Baron.
Yeah, it's definitely, they do need the slow game, as hard as that might sound, because you don't actually see very many late game kind of chances, because death times end up getting for so long. But if Lions can manage to play the slow game, they kind of keep, all they really need is to keep Vipers at bay, because Vipers having this high kind of damage pick, like, we melt your health bars, so look out type of comp. If Lions are able to kind of stall, it was like, hey, like, you're not fighting us, it doesn't matter, then they definitely do have a chance to come around as they get those kind of picks off from that CC, as the Samira gets those items, because death timers will get to a point where it's like, one death could mean 3 towers, 4 towers.
Yep. One death could really mean the game at this point. Like, both teams have a lot of damage behind them to push very, very fast. So if we do end up seeing an ace, I mean, this could be the other team knocking on the other one's nexus at that point. But it is really tight, because right now teams are just kind of running around, getting vision up, trying to get control of the map before they make any big decisions. But this is the good thing we see. Awesome Sheep and Asobi there, roaming around in numbers. I mean, Sheep does know that he has his Camille sitting right there in the bot lane for him, but this is just great control. You can see the vision there from the Vipers all the way up into the jungle. And Lions do not have as much, really only one ward on the Raptors and one kind of buy. They like warding the Raptors, apparently, because that's where the wards are.
The river and blue side, or blue buff of Lions is all completely warded, and then you have 2 measly wards in the middle of basically near mid lane, but which don't really provide you any information.
No.
It's like, hey, all it provides you is, hey, they're not walking through mid lane.
This should be interesting, though, because Elder's up in a minute 45, Baron's up in a minute 30. This is going to be very interesting to see which of these 2 objectives these teams decide to prioritize. If they decide to go for a trade, I still think the Elder would be the better end of the deal for the Vipers.
I don't think that Lions can give up Elder for sure. Just because
that Elder execute at what 20% each when you're at 20% each.
Yup.
Uh, when giving that over to a team with Infernal Soul, which already has proven are able to melt your health bars if they get a good position off for it, is not something you want to just hand over freely. Obviously, just straight up dying for it isn't necessarily the best plan either, but
Let's see what's about to happen, because this Elder is up in 50 seconds, and numbers are starting to show up around here. Wards are popping up left and right, and Obatala, Vordaddy kind of peeking their way out of the bush here, as this is going to be very scary for either team to kind of make their way into here. One wrong step, one wrong little positioning or ability miss could spell the entire game for either one of these teams. The Malphite does have his TP to get back into this fight, but right now 5 members of the Vipers right here. They are going to get spotted with the ball in there. Vordaddy taking down a half already. Roverai is going in, but that's going to be the TP immediately. Big bullet time coming through as well too. Jackie Love is the target, and he's shut down as the heroic entrance coming down. It looks like the Vipers just getting juggled up and down and back and forth, but they do still have the damage. Jackie Love is not there to provide them with all the damage that they need, and Obatala will be the next to go down. Juanito Soul gets the shutdown onto that Galio, and now taking that fight, going pretty much 3-for-0 on that. That will be the Elder, and this could potentially be the game here for the Vipers.
yeah, and that's kind of exactly what needed. They kind of need to get that engage off properly, that death push. Kind of, not to sound like a broken record or anything, but that is kind of the what would happen kind of prediction with their comps is if Lions group up at all, the Vipers will just literally run through them front to back, as we just saw. Lions had a 5-stack, and they did manage to get the damage out there, but they just kind of all just got taken down before they could actually get any of those kills off, just because you have that Cataclysm, you have the Shockwave, you even have that bullet time. So it's like in a choke point like that in the middle of jungle, all you need is the bullet time, and their whole health bar just get ripped through.
Yeah, and now, we talked about trading Baron for Elder, but for the Vipers, they're like, nah, screw that. We're just going to take both. We're going to kill you. We're going to take both, and now we're going to come in this game because you put both these buffs together. I mean, the full Infernal, an Elder, a Baron. This is just death marching on your door right now. Lions don't really have very... yeah.
Yeah, definitely one thing that I feel like these teams, I'm not going to say that like necessarily they're going to like prioritize, but kind of recognizing where those group ups happened that didn't. The death push might have been a good idea, but the moment that Cocoon missed, they should have backed out instead of the Galio using it for the belt.
Look at this, Roverai already over the wall. They repel immediately from Vordaddy. Beautiful 5-man tidal wave, though, from Shishimi, but a big bullet time coming through from Juanito Soul. He is taking turret shots. He's going to die to turret shots, as it will be the showstopper in the back. Vipers going to be jumping all over Obatala. That heroic entrance will not be able to channel through, as Roverai is just an absolute animal. Picks up the triple kill, and it's just baby claps left. Vipers showing us how strong they are with that Elder and Baron buff. They turn this game back around on the Lions, and that will be the game here as League of Legends decides to freeze up at the very end here. It do just be like that sometimes. It really do, but is it frozen for you, Overcomer?
Yep, it's frozen for me.
All right, this is interesting. This I'm just gonna give a little check to here. No, this game has just frozen in its tracks. I think the game might be done. I don't know what. I think from our best guesses here.
What is Baby Claps going to do with no ultimate against a team with 4 champions with Elder and Baron buff?
I'm not I'm not too sure. I think this one is done. It's too bad we don't get to see the Nexus explode, because that's just super weird.
I think the Rock is going to be like, oh, come split me in half. I'm done.
Okay, so quick little rewind there. We're and it just kind of stops. It just kind of stops right there. We get to this point. It could have been potentially an FF that just canceled the game, but that I believe is gonna be the game here. as Vipers take the win, I don't think there was anything left. We'll have to get just a double confirmation on that to make sure. But yes, it is the victory there. We do get the victory screen afterwards. It does eventually come through. Sorry about that, guys. That's super, super weird. But Vipers picked themselves up a win here in game number 1. They're looking super strong. I mean, it was pretty close back and forth here, but I mean, Rover Eye on that Camille. Come on. Come on.
Oh my, yeah, that Camille pick was definitely very well done into that number fight. Kind of did exactly as we kind of predicted in Champion Select. You know, getting those multiple shields off the back and forth Qs. Malphite is like, oh, I can go in on you, which we saw early. You know, he was at 3/4 health while the Camille was at like 1/4. But then by the time level 6 is hit, it's just kind of completely to Camille's favor.
Yep, I mean, that was really, really good stuff from the Vipers. You know, their vision control over that dragon, basically the bot side of the map at that point, was insane. As soon as they picked up that first turret, they were sending numbers toward up to send. I mean, this just helped them out so much when it came to those dragon fights every single time. You know, forcing the Lions off, making sure they couldn't get anywhere near it any time. And I mean, that Misfortune bullet time just even added to that. It was just an extra back off. Every single one of these dragons are ours. You can just forget about it. And I mean, Vipers really put the nail in the coffin there when they picked up the Elder and the Baron, plus an Infernal Soul. They just looked so strong in that game. GG Vipers.
Everything they needed, they got. You know, you have a damage comp, you get Fire Soul. You get Elder to add on top of it on your comp that already melts health bars. And then you end it all off by getting Baron so that those minions can just do all the work for you while you melt more health bars faster.
Yeah, that's about right. But guys, we are opening up our poll for player of the game, so make sure you vote and let us know who deserves that player of the game. We are going to be taking a short break, so when we come back in 5 minutes, we are going to be getting game number 2 started. That will be the Phantoms versus the Spartans. So guys, don't go anywhere because you're not going to miss this awesome game coming to you very shortly. See you soon.
Bend over backwards and over again. I'm jumping through hoops so you don't have to. Making you smile as long as I can. Storm clouds are coming, and it's best if you prepare. But if we get tomorrow, I promise I can try. Give you love to borrow, if just to get us by. And sometime when you're ready, I'll soften up the blow. Our love was never made to last, and I don't wanna give you back to hold on to. To hold on to. To hold on to. Too many takers, not enough give. I let you hear music and cover your bruises. So if we get tomorrow, I promise I can try. Give you love to borrow, if just to get us by. Sometime when you're ready, I'll soften up the blow. Our love was never made to last, and I don't wanna give you back to hold on to.
when I say no. When it comes to you, I'm addicted to you. Why do I always find myself right back at you? You make a fool of me. I no longer wanna feel, 'cause I know I don't need you. You're no good for me. I don't wanna feel, 'cause I know you're no good for me. Oh no. When you stand behind me, baby, I never wanna let you go. I can be everything you ever needed. And I can't see, and I can't breathe. I don't want your body if I can have your soul. It's like you just don't know what's going on between me and you. Can you be so kind? Nobody, 'cause this feeling, when there's not more going on, I'm here to wake you up now. I no longer wanna feel, no, I don't need you. You're no good for me. I don't wanna feel, 'cause I know you're no good for me. Oh no. When you stand behind me, baby, I never wanna let you go. I can be everything you ever needed. And I can't see, and I can't breathe. I don't want your body if I can have your soul.
Hello, and welcome back to week 2 of the LRS Draft. We just had a really fun game 1, really spicy, but Vipers end up coming back and taking the win. And our player of the game is none other than Rover Eye on that Camille, going 10, 1, and 5. Super great stuff from that top laner, and reminding me that he was not the Malphite player, that he is an aggressive ass top laner. I know I made that mistake once, but I won't again. Not after that performance and not after the player of the game. Congratulations, Rover Eye and Vipers, on the win. But without any further ado, we're going to be hopping into game number 2. Phantoms taking on the Spartans in this one. And just getting confirmation that it will be the Phantoms having a substitute ADC. Carrie Suda is going to be filling in, but I'm excited to watch these teams coming through. But Overcomer, hope you are too, as we won't make them wait for too much longer and just hop on over to the pick and ban, eh?
Yeah, you already know that I'm waiting for a high action, high spice game.
Well, I mean, we see some of the names here. A few definitely familiar faces here. Karthik and Spencer, both members of the LRS draft from last split here. So I believe Spencer was playing ADC, so a bit of a switch up onto that support there. But Karthik has been known to play the Hecarim a few times, and that is definitely a big jungler right now. But over on the side of Spartans, we do have Canatin, Ravensman, and Pratoga, all veterans in this league, all pretty massive. Ravensman, another one of our scarier ADC players. Pratoga, also known for his Thresh. And Can is just an animal up in that top lane, so I'm excited to watch Canatin just go at it today with Gagibo.
It's definitely going to be... if anyone can create action and spice for us, it's this team here.
Absolutely. Spartans, actually, one of our former champion teams as well, too, back a couple splits ago. But this This draft is starting up, so Phantoms with the first of the bans. We are going to see that Thresh immediately gone. They do not want to see Pratoga with that one, but Yorick is the answer to that.
Yeah, I mean, Yorick split push can kind of just solo win the game, but it doesn't matter how far behind his team can be if you have that Yorick. Just, by the way, your towers are gone. It's like, wait, what?
Yep, but again, we did mention that Hecarim before for Karthik, so that one's going to be taken off, but Aphelios as well. They do not want to see Ravensman pick that one up. Can be quite scary as well. I'm interested to see what these teams are going to go for, because there is a lot of options right now. I mean, we saw last game, if you got CC and you got some damage, I mean, that's kind of the ideal 5-man comp that you're looking for right now, but a lot of good ADCs still on the board. I mean, you have the Kai'Sa, the Samira available right now, but Phantoms are going to have to lock in something now. Take your pick. There you go. That's going to be the Lucian. Potential flex to the mid lane, so we're not too sure where that's going to end up quite yet, but definitely a strong pickup here in terms of your ADCs if you're looking at them. However, the answer here from the Spartans is what? CC? Yeah, because that's what you pick up in Season 11. It's strong. You pick a tank with CC, and you make sure your damage dealers are just enabled. It's the best.
Yeah, it's something that I think I wouldn't say needs a nerf per se, but like when you see like 90% of these team comps going with like hard CC on at least like half the team, it's just like so I guess there's just no moving around as a non-CC champion.
What is moving? We're gonna have to see. Spartans taking their time with this one. They do lock in the Galio, potentially going to the mid lane for Metro, but still, again, that flex option to the bot lane for Pratoga. Galio is a pretty viable support as of right now. We've seen that a couple times, and both here and in the pro leagues as well too. It's a really great pickup right now.
Yeah, it's definitely just the versatility on the team is kind of useful, because you could focus a little more damage heavy with that Galio. If he gets ahead with a little bit of damage, he can kind of get scary on his laner. But at the same time, if you're set with just going full tank, kind of providing that peel and even that little bit of frontline engage for a hard DC kind of AD carry, such as maybe an MF, you definitely have that kind of, I go in and then I stay alive because your bullets kill everyone.
And just an update here on the pick. We have gone over time, but the mid laner has DC from Spartan, so the Phantoms are aware of that. They've given the green light. It's just a little quick DC there, so everyone's all cool. But Wukong is the next pickup for the Spartans, and that's potentially going up for the top lane for Can of Tin. Very spicy champion for a very spicy player. Oh, Tintin, show us the funky monkey this game. I'm really hoping that goes to him. But Phantoms up next with their picks. Gonna be interesting to see what they decide to answer towards this Galio and Wukong.
Yeah, that's kind of a scary amount of CC. Wukong getting all the knockups right into the Galio ultimate. So depending on how they spread that kind of form of CC out, there's definitely not going to be really any opportunities for this Lucian to be moving around too much.
No, but with that lock-in of Kai'Sa, that will mean that Lucian's going in towards the mid lane for Reformed Iron Fang. That is a nice pick away from Ravensman, though. He has played the Kai'Sa. He sent me a couple clips on that Kai'Sa as well, too. And he's pretty damn nasty on that champion. So to take that out of his hands is definitely smart from the Phantoms. But, Bard picked up here as the B3 for Phantoms. That is spicy as hell.
Definitely don't see that champion played very often these days.
Is this going to be a Vayne game for Ravensman? Are you kidding me? Okay, I've only seen Vayne picked up by a very small handful of players, and when it does make its way out onto the Rift, it tends to get a little nasty out there. The last time I can remember seeing it is when Lunar busted out in playoffs. But
Yeah.
but it's a pretty crazy champion. The fact that you can go Kraken Slayer on this and stack with your Silver Bolts.
Your PTA.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with, but that is going to see its way through.
It's kind of just, oh, by the way, half your health bar is gone in 3 autos.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Have fun with that. Yeah, super fun, great time. Which gets me thinking that, Galio might be a good pickup for this Vayne. I mean, having that engage potential and the CC to follow up from it can just enable this Vayne so much to have that time to get those stacks off. So this could be really scary that if that is the Spartans bot lane here.
Yeah, I'm definitely liking the Vayne too, just because, she has a tumble to kind of help match a little bit for that Lucian dash, as well as that tumble to kind of go to Bard's CC range, or that ultimate if it happens to be coming through. She can kind of little dip out here and there, and then just like turn around and say, oh, by the way, your health bar is gone, bud.
Yeah, that's and we know Ravens man is a very aggressive player. We've seen him multiple times come through. He still holds the on-stream kill record at 28 kills in a game on stream. So, gonna see if he can break that tonight. We do have a bet that if he does break his kill record tonight on stream, that I am just gonna give him all my tokens. So I will stick to that, but he has to crack 28. He has to get at least 29 kills tonight.
He has to get at least 29 kills. I mean, it's so far doable with their drafting team comp. You have 2 champs with hard knock up as their CC. So those knock up airborne timers definitely go in Vayne's favor as she turns around and just starts kind of running with those silver bolts.
See, we got a few Salt Spreader fans in the chat there. Don't worry, he will be back tomorrow and Thursday. You get 2 nights of Salt Spreader coming out tomorrow, but
he'll be back.
Release.
We gotta give Garth a little bit of room on the board here.
You know me. I'm always here. I'm always floating around here. But tonight, I'm the one on the desk. Look at me. I am the captain now.
You are the captain.
I am the captain tonight.
I'm just immediately support.
Elise is going to be the pickup here. I believe that is going for K Cools again. Again to the jungle, but this time we get to see it on K Cool. So 2 red side Elises tonight, which is kind of interesting, as the Olaf is going to be the answer to that. I do kind of really like that with a Bard and the amount of damage that's coming out of Phantoms. I think they do need to pick up a very tanky top laner here to kind of be the front line and soak up that damage. However, they're just going to go with Kled. I like that too.
I mean, it is kind of good because, when you show an early Vayne like that, you can't really just keep picking hard tanks because Vayne will just shred through them that much faster. But at the same time, you do need to get those champions that are able to survive long enough and kind of lock down that Vayne from kind of escaping, so that she can't just turn around and shred everyone's health bars like that.
But I mean, that is what they're looking for. If Spartans can keep this Vayne alive, especially come late game. I mean, late game for Spartans is just ridiculous. And as they hover this Camille, I think that's going to be the last pickup here for the Spartans, as they do a little bamboozle on us, and it does end up being that Aurelia, especially with the last minute here. Not too sure if this is going to be a Wu or Aurelia top mid, but we will give the players the ready check to let them know to start locking those champs in. So we will get to see where the champions are ending up in a few seconds here. Very exciting game coming up. This is going to be spicy.
So if I had to guess, that definitely would mean the Galio support at that point.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a real scary lane. The amount of aggression they can put out with that. Ravens, man, we already know it isn't being that aggressive player, but being on something like a Vayne, and now you have a Galio to kind of just go, hey, knock up, and then you taunt them so they're in the spot. and you can't. Not only that's why I find taunts are kind of really busted, because not only are they stuck on the spot where they are, they're stuck auto attacking. Depending on who the taunt is, I guess.
And Overcome, my question for you: are you speaking to us from the bathroom right now? Because that's I don't know what's going on with your mic there, buddy, but hopefully that's
no.
There we go. That sounded a little better.
Yeah, I know my mic is. I'm using my phone for my mic tonight just because my setup was having weird glitches earlier today, so I'm just not trying to gamble with it.
It's fun to do a little bit of gambling, but I mean, we'll have to just say that for the predictions tonight to let us know if what one of these teams are going to go for. I mean, this is gonna be spicy. The Aurelia top, the Wukong mid, and I honestly I don't know what to expect out of this. It's gonna be an interesting game to watch, but these players are all just so crazy and so aggressive that no matter what the outcome of this is, it's gonna be great to watch.
Yeah, this aggression ball lane is definitely going to be something to keep an eye on. You know, having that ability to get those taunts in works well for Vayne's favor, but at the same time, if Galio taunts Ixa, that's just free plasma stacks on Galio.
Yeah, that's true too, and I mean, it depends how they build this Galio. I would think probably this might be a game for Aftershock, considering that Kaisa can pump out a ton of damage, but we'll have to see what the playstyle of this game is going to be. But while we keep hypothesizing here, we're going to open up those predictions for you guys at home. So go ahead and start putting those tokens down on which team you think is going to win. Either play Phantoms or play Spartans, FHM or SPA relatively for that. But we do have the lock-in of these teams now, and only a few more minutes to go until we are on the Rift Overcomer.
Yes, sir. It's I'm trying to figure out right now who I think has the better chance in this late game, because an Olaf, from what I've seen with current meta, Olaf kind of just runs at you and doesn't die. Whether he wins or loses or not, he just runs through a team until he dies. So depending on where this kind of focus goes, this Olaf could become a massive threat to this game, as Elise can't really run. Olaf 100% should win that 1v1, especially at level 6. But at the same time, when you have that late game Vayne, if Olaf can't get on top of her, then that Vayne definitely has a decent chance at getting rid of that Olaf health bar before he has a chance to get that lifesteal back up.
Yeah, that's kind of going to be the plan here from the Phantoms is, can they get that Olaf on the backline to the Vayne? I mean, she won't be able to condemn him away. There's going to be nothing that stops him in terms of CC. But the damage. So essentially it's going to be a race against the damage to see, can Olaf get back there in time to kill this Vayne before the rest of the Spartans just blow him up. And honestly, looking at both these teams, I mean, they kind of opted for more damage in return for, maybe not picking up a tankier champion. But this is going to be a high velocity game. If I'm just going to take a peek at this and a quick prediction here, both these teams have tons of damage, lots of great engage, but the key here is for Spartans to make sure they protect the Vayne. This is a protect the Vayne kind of comp. However, the Kaisa and the Lucian over on the Phantoms, along with a Kled engage here, that could spell a lot. That's just a lot of damage, So Spartans got to keep this Vayne protected. However, if the Lucian and the Kaisa just shred through the front line of Spartans, well, Olaf's just going to have the open road there and just say, hey, Ravens, man, how you doing? I'm here to say hello. However, going to have to see how this one unfolds.
Looking at this comp, though, it's kind of a run you down comp. You have that Bard ulti, and then you have a Kled, and then you have the other two who kind of run, and you have the other two plus an Olaf who just run through, and like the amount of move speed they get from Kled after the other team not being able to move from the Bard ulti, and it's just kind of a, oh, by the way, all 5 of us are on your front door, and you weren't able to back because the Bard decided to freeze you in spot with his low CDR freeze 5-man Zanya.
Well, we're going to have to see how it all unfolds, as we are going to take a quick break. But guys, when we come back, we'll be seeing Game 2, Phantoms taking on the Spartans. We'll see if the Spartans can defend from this Phantoms comp, or if this Phantoms comp is just going to go burr. See you in a few.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like that, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to week 2 of the LRS Draft. This is game 2 about to get underway. We got Phantoms on the blue side, Spartans on the red, and this one's about to get going. Overcomer, along with me here is... Now I know what the chuckling is about in the back end here, isn't it? Grand time tonight. Double pauses. That is double the amount of time you get to hear us just ramble on with no incentives here, except, I mean, we can kind of take a look at the runes and the early builds coming through.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of nice getting, as you said, it's kind of nice having this pause early so we can talk about the runes, but I find it kind of funny just that the odds of both stream games getting this pause is kind of, I don't know, it's not usual for both.
You talk about the odds. It's pretty, I'd say it's pretty up there.
I mean, with the history of all our legend splits, yeah.
Oh, classic pause. But let's take a peek at what these teams are planning right now. Is we see 2 Conquerors on the side of the Spartans right now. Metro has reconnected, so hopefully we do get this game getting back into this. But apparently he was having 4-digit ping. Not nice. That is not what you want to see on game night here. So hopefully Metro's internet does settle down for him, or else mid lane might be the place to gank for the Phantoms here.
For sure. I mean, I don't know what's up with my ping lately, but I've been having 1-digit ping for a long time.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
I don't know what it is. Yeah. No, my Wi-Fi usually sucks, but then somehow League gets good ping. I don't know why.
You know what? When you're spectating, you do get pretty low ping. I will say that. But
true.
When playing, I'm not getting single-digit ping. However, we're back in, baby. So we get the ready check from both these teams. This game is now on its way. Hopefully, no more pauses coming up here. As I guess I was slowed. Overcomer, what time are you at there, buddy?
29.
I am a bit behind you. I'm going to zoom on up, get to about 32, and then stop it right there. So hopefully we're about relatively synced up on
I'm currently at 40.
Excellent. Perfect. Guess what? Don't worry. I got it timed. We got all the little tips and tricks to sync ourselves up over on our end here. But a nice little 5-point defense coming out of the Spartans right now. They do not want to look for anything too crazy, and nor do the Phantoms here. So just taking things nice and easy here at the beginning of this game.
I mean, it is fairly common to see these kind of do the double 5 points. It's nice and safe. It allows a team to rotate if there does happen to be that invade. But it's going to be interesting to see this Gallo taking a commencing stopwatch, which means that somewhere down the road he's building that most likely into his Zanyas, I'd assume.
I have built the Zanyas on the Galio before. It does help out when you're going up against a big AD comp, with that Aurelia in Vayne and Wukong. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of AD, so I don't think the Zanyas would be out of the question for a Galio in these fights. Especially being able to use that after heroic entrance. That's actually can offer a lot of time for the Spartans to really get these fights and trade in their favor. God, why did I have to caster curse it? For the love of goodness me! But yeah, apparently we're having some really bad ping issues for Metro, sitting at 3.4K ping. That is almost a full 3.5 seconds between clicks that Metro is having to wait. So that is a little ridiculous. Hopefully Metro can get that internet working. If we don't hear anything in 30 seconds, we are going to hop to our break screen while we get things ready. But we are seeing ready checks. So hopefully Metro's internet hangs in there with us for the next 20 to 30, possibly even 40 minutes here. Let's just hope, keep our fingers crossed there, as this game is now getting underway. We're seeing a bit of trading between these lanes. Canatin already being super aggressive on Gagibo up in the top lane, but you get to just take a little breath right now as this game starts to unfold.
This it's gonna be a little bit of slow bot lane, I think. I think the Galio will tend to opt a little more on the defensive side of this lane, just because the Kaisa Bard has so much damage output. But
looking for the taunt, not going to be able to find it, and just more chip damage going back towards Pratoka and Ravensman. So definitely taking the better end of this trade is Karisuda and Spencer, but we do have K-Cools down here. KC Cools looking for the cocoon, will try and find it. Spencer gets low, but Karasuda is going to have to back on off. Gets caught by that taunt. Bonked on by Galio. A lot of damage coming out of Ravensman. The exhaust is coming down as well, too. The flash back into the bush. Bard Q will not land, nor will the Elise Cocoon. So a lot being traded back and forth in terms of summoner spells, but no kills picked up in the bot lane quite yet.
Came close. I think if he hadn't hesitated there, kind of saw Ravensman step back for a second before going in for that Silver Bolt proc. If he had kind of stepped back there, I think he might have been able to get the kill, because he would have given him time for an extra auto attack. However, definitely choosing to opt on the safer side and not giving over that early kill is definitely well done. That many people getting low that fast, don't want to let the game get out of hand too early. Or we've seen what happens when games get out of hand really early.
Nice little stun there from Canatin, but I did want to just bring attention to actually Karthik right now, as during that time while Elise was bottom, he was off stealing the red buff from Elise's side. So you can see the farm difference right now already between junglers is growing further and further. So this Olaf might become extremely scary as this game goes on, especially the fact that they weren't able to actually find anything in the bot lane. But Performed Iron Fang getting jumped on here as Metro will just pop on back into the shadows and head back to his turret for safety. As Karthik is just making a rotation through the mid lane here, but Pratoga is roaming around here. Spencer's here as well too. This is so dangerous for Pratoga. He is in it deep. He's going to hit the taunt and he's going to try and run away. He somehow gets out of there. That is just so risky. You're playing with fire at this point. Oh, Reform Iron Fang is going to be going down to the Ignite from Metro, and that's first blood here picked up by the Spartans, and they've got themselves a kill.
Yeah, definitely good job. I wouldn't necessarily say it was a complete mistake stepping up where he did, but I think it was just a little bit of Lucian maybe underestimating how much damage the Wukong could put out early. You know, that little Q bop has a decent range, so getting that little dash from the clone, and then you can't really get out of it.
Oh no, again, K-Cools is down here, but waiting in the bush this time. Carissa with those Silver Bolt stacks, not going to be able to quite finish them off, but the Bard Tunnel seems to be the fun little place to take. Nice little stun there from Spencer, but up in the top lane though, that's going to be Gagibo getting tossed off of Skarl. And push in there, but Canatin, you see him getting those stacks on Aurelia up, but very, very low. Needs to watch out from another shotgun blast from this Kled, or else he might actually go down.
It's one thing that I think people always underestimate, including myself, is the amount of damage Kled can put out without Skarl. He's like, he does really well with that whole Skarl thing, but the moment he dismounts, it's just like shotgun. It's just like, what? Where'd my hopes go?
It disappears very fast, just as Metro has just a sliver of health here. Might see K Cools again coming around here. KC Cools once more time. Metro's going to do a little sneak peeky. Look for the solution, but he's going back. The Cocoon will land, and Metro survives with the sliver of health. Beautiful gank there from KC Cools on that Elise to help pick up a kill there in the mid lane.
Very well done with that stealth. Not showing where he went.
That's just so sneaky, these plays that you can make. The Voice Seeker does land on the Ravens man there. Just a little bit of poke, but Galio is just lurking around the corner, waiting for one of them to step up. He knows this Bard might go for a roam potentially at some point in this game, which that's just a green light there for this bot lane. The Spartans to just jump on this Kaisa. However,
Yeah.
Karthik is floating around his red buff, so we could see the answer if they decide to do that.
That Bard roam is kind of, I feel like, might have been...
Oh, take a look at this, though. Casey Cools up on the top lane, lands a Cocoon on a Gekibo again. That's why Canditin was going so aggressive, because he's got his jungler up here. One more will do it. Casey Cools picks up his second kill of the game. It's just really good rotations from the Spartans jungler.
Yeah, definitely not giving up any chances.
Culling coming down. Oh my goodness, Metro, what the hell? The Funky Monkey is in full action. Didn't even check his mastery before that because he is level 7 Wukong. In the meantime, though, Karthik's able to pick up that first dragon of the game. Ocean going on over to the Phantoms. So a little trade for trade, but right now Spartans are up 4-0, and they're not done anytime soon.
Yeah, and this is kind of exactly what they want to, you know, getting the gold onto those more of those early game carry champions. Just because as much as it is, you want that gold going to Vayne, so she can get the late game items faster. Getting a champion like Elise, who's a lot of early game pressure with her ganks when she lands those cocoons, it's kind of allows her to be free in her jungle. Obviously, there's a huge CS gap right now between the two of them, the two junglers.
Oh wow!
But those kills are definitely keeping her in this game, and they will help provide later as she starts getting that CS to start slowly catching up again. As they'll start trading, you know. The Elise is doing the gank now, whereas Olaf is just farming. But then once Olaf starts doing the ganking, Elise is just gonna do the farming. So.
Yeah. But at that point, you know, you really want to be ganking. As actually Patoga looking to go back in on this one more time. Does land the taunt. KC Cools is down here. Spencer is going to be the target. He does have to use his flash to get away from that one. But Phantoms survive another dive in that bot lane. As some more trading going back up between these top laners right now. A nice little stun there from Canada10. Forcing Gagibo to go back. Force him off for this one. But, oh, that will be the Aurelia ult. He is going in. And the Kled follows up with his charge. Try and get away from that. Vanguard's Edge. That is the name of the Aurelia ult. We're learning on the job some days, you know?
Learn something new every day.
Yep. It's, I mean, Dragon was picked up earlier. Herald now picked up by the Phantom. So they're just kind of biding their times. They don't care about the kill difference right now. You know, this Olaf is going to be massive with the amount of CS he has on him. Metro is looking to go in on the Karthik, but Reformed is right here. The Wukong ulti is going to come out immediately, and the culling is only going to take Metro down to half. This Wukong isn't done yet, because guess what? He gets to press R twice. Does not matter that you get to go over the wall. Control ward is there. The flash from Reformed to get himself out of the way of this Wukong, but take a look at the bot lane as KC Cools down here once more. Spencer is going to try and take his tunnel to safety, but no, he's picked off midway through it. So sad, and Kaisa is going to be forced to back off here.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what the call was on that scuttle. You know, seeing that Wukong, like, you have a 2-0 Wukong running at you, and you're choosing to stay on scuttle instead of at least. And then the moment the ult came down too, I feel like he should have turned there too, because that not only made Lucian have to use his ultimate, it also made. Not only did you give a kill over, Lucian then also had to burn flash as well to get out because he chose to stay to try to get that defense in on that lost cause.
And I thought honestly Lucian should have hopped on this Wukong as soon as Olaf started getting traded on. But you see, he doesn't have his mythic item quite yet, and another fight actually breaking out as Herald will spawn. Metro is going to have to back out, but the heroic entrance from Pratoga is here. Might try and look to land a taunt onto Reformed, and they will find it. Metro going in once more, but getting really low. Is going to get shut down by the Olaf, and over on the side we see Spencer trading in with KC Cools. One repel down, and one more little boop will do it as more fighting in the mid lane. Pratoga trying to get on out, and just a sliver of health is not going to be enough to save him, but take a look at this. KC Cools trying to go back in, but is actually, ooh, just barely going to survive. Does not get hit by the Void Seeker, but that is going to be the tier 1 turret going down in the mid lane here, as Phantoms find themselves the first turret of this game.
That's an 11-minute turret.
Wow, that's a lot of gold. That's actually a ton of gold with all those plates going on over to the Phantoms.
Like they're 5 kills down, and yet Phantoms are up 1,000 gold.
I'm no mathematician, but that doesn't work. It does work out when you factor in the turret plating, yeah.
It does help that there's a 30 CS difference between junglers and a 20 CS difference between the mid laners.
A little bit of interesting trading on the bot side is Spencer tries to go in, but just gets condemned to the wall by Raven's man. Pratoga does end up picking up that kill. Unfortunately, that gold can go over to the Vayne, but a little bit of an interesting Bard ult there as they try and find Raven's man, but more trading actually going up on the top lane. Canatin looking to jump in on Gegibo. One more Q will do it, but he's taking too many turret shots. One more shotgun. No, the flash away from Canatin to keep himself alive. That was almost a little bit too risky there, as these ADCs now trading back and forth with each other. Karasuda, Raven's man here, but Pratoga looking to go in once more. Big taunt is coming through, will land, and one more bonk from Metro. That's going to be the kill for the Wukong.
That's I feel like that should have been predicted. I mean, I don't know what the players saw from their perspective, but you know, Vayne was by herself in lane, and she traded with you and then walked up, and then you not landing that Void Seeker, and now suddenly like walk up towards Tribush because you know Vayne went up that way. It's kind of a little questionable on that play, just because you know Vayne was already by herself, which means if she's walking up somewhere, she's probably
Metro going at it again, finds the kill in mid lane. Canatin TPing in to try and save him, but Karthik is here for the kill. However, Canatin caught out there. No, actually, his jungler is here. Casey Cool is here with his cocoon. That is going to be enough to lock down this Olaf, and fled with the charge. Not any teammates to help him follow into that one, so he's just going to have to back off immediately. 2-0 for the Spartans. No, 2-1 for the Spartans.
Yeah, definitely. Spartans sitting in the spot they want. One thing I think that Phantoms have to keep in mind is that this late game will start to get taken over. Not only is the kill difference going to eventually rack itself up, but also the fact that you do have a champion such as Vayne, who kind of just...
Oh, look at this, though. Gagibo over the wall. He makes his way through the tri-bush, and almost... Raven's man is almost able to get on out of that one, but no, 3 members of the Phantoms down here. They will be able to pick off Raven's man. Looking for Pratoga next, but in goes the Galio. Tries to find the taunt, but he's just taken out way too soon. Reformed is actually getting jumped on here by 2 members of the Spartans. KC Cools is unstoppable now. Really well played by this jungler, but also nice little dive there as... Whoa! Karthik finds a solo kill in the top lane. Canatin is going to get taken out up there with his ulti still available to him.
Yeah, that's, I mean... That's kind of what you are to expect against an Olaf. He kind of just runs at you. But
he did say he was going to do that, but Casey Cools, 5-0-1 on this Elise, is on the hunt right now. Looking for that as the Ragnarok is being popped. Casey Cools actually gets chunked down quite low. And oh my god, Karthik finds the kill. However, Metro is up here. The shutdown goes on over to the Funky Monkey. And Reformed is trying to trade back. The Culling's coming through. Will Metro be able to find it? No, a couple more autos from Reformed will do it. However, traded back on double kill does go on over to Metro. Pratoga is now trying to get back to the safety of his tower. He gets the bonk onto Gagibo, but trading back and forth. Now into the tower. He's going to get taunted. That's where we see the stopwatch coming out to use. Will stop this Kled dive. However, Canatin is back here looking for some action. They're not done with him yet, but he is going to have to be forced to back on off. However, Raven's man potentially in some trouble down here. Spencer will get the slow the tumble back, but the ultimate from Vayne will actually lock down Karusta. And, it's just not going to be enough. Too much damage coming out of the spot lane from the Phantoms. Raven's man is just picked off.
Yeah, definitely something you can't take lightly. You know, an ADC by themselves uh, doesn't usually win early game in a 1v2 situation, no matter how skilled the player is. But it's I don't know, I feel like this game.
That's just a big there is Casey Cool is just gonna find Karasuda out in the jungle. Will find the kill finally there. Spencer trying to run away from this as Canatin is taken out in the top lane again. Karthik is back up there once more, and they might try and just go for this Herald. However, Elise is on this side of the map. Gonna watch for, have to keep an eye out for Casey Cools, because it seems to be a battle of the junglers this game so far.
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing that Phantoms do need to keep in mind is that there's a 7-3 Wukong and a 6-1 Elise. So, with the amount of gold available to those champions right now,
Metro steals the Herald. Sorry, what? And he ults up. He's looking for Spencer right now, but is actually going to ult through the tunnel. Didn't even know that was a possibility. Spencer on a sliver of health, but Metro will be taken down. Almost able to find that one. That would have been so amazing to get a kill while ulting his Wukong through the Bard tunnel. That
yeah,
was almost something special.
I think I've seen that with Lucian, where Lucian will like ult to the side and then take to the tunnel. And then give up.
Oh, Canatin. Nice little stun there on the Reformed. He's getting so low. And that's a Saxa Conqueror. That's the pickup. Canatin with the flash auto to pick up that kill onto Reformed. This Aurelia is also getting scary. I mean, both sides are very scary in this. It's just a matter of where you're positioned and who's getting punished first.
Yeah, and I do just kind of want to make a note here. It's another Infernal Soul.
Spicy. I like it. Another one for us. I'm liking the heat that these games are bringing tonight. Patoka maybe on the wrong side of this one. He's caught up. He's stunned up. The Bard ult to keep the rest of his team from coming through, and he's he's gonna flash over the wall and find Karthik. The turret is taken out there by Raven's Man, but now he is just so dead. He's so dead unless he's able to go just complete nutty on this one, but no, the blast cone will be there. However, Canatin looking to go in. He will use his ultimate to try and slow down these members. The rest of Spartans are here to follow up on this one. Metro is just popping off, but so is KC Cools. They both find themselves a kill and clean up these members of the Phantoms. Quite possibly it is potentially a 2v3 situation here, so both sides have to play this super careful.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want to get overly greedy. Spartans do have that lead. You know, they're just over 1,000 gold up. They do have that 5 kill kind of advantage right now. But if they're not careful, you know, as we've noticed, this Olaf is just running down, and
oh boy,
they can't kill him right now. That core drinker definitely coming in clutch a couple times with it, but they just have to be when dealing with this Olaf, I think, in order to.
Metro's just being an absolute menace right now as Spartans trying to find themselves a dragon right now, but that's going to be the charge actually being used to try and potentially get in. Here comes Pleb. The dragon has been taken. Casey Cools has got it. That's going to be the TP on the backside. Patoka looking to get some CC off, but he is picked off. Sensor on the back line will take his tunnel to safety, but another fight going on. Karthik is now on a killing spree. Look at Metro goes and takes out Spencer before the Bard ult can pop. Double Wukong ulti on the backside. He's going to try and sneak on out as, ooh, look at this. The flash over the Dragon's Wall as Raven's Man is just left by himself. That might have been a little bit of a bait. As Metro, he tries to sneak his way around, but he is eventually going to be picked off and shut down by Gagi. Bo! Lots of gold going on over to the Phantom.
Just a little bit of karma there. Flashing away from the ADC, causing Raven to get that extra death, just to turn around and die. Failed this game.
Oh boy, that mic of yours there, Overcomer, just that phone mic is something.
I know it's not the best. I'm working on it.
Oh, look at this. Over the wall comes Bertoga. The taunt. The knock-up is there. Reformed. He does not get the dash over the wall, and that's going to be another kill going on over to Canatin. This game is super close. Both teams pretty damn close in the gold and in the turrets and in the dragons. This is really tight going into this mid game. Almost, I mean, we're not too far out from the late game at this point, but to have it this close, these are exciting games to cast because it's really hard to predict which one of these two teams are going to be coming out on top?
I mean, I feel like the Fire Dragon will have a massive impact to this top team. You know, whatever team can manage to get that Infernal Soul between a Kaisa and a Vayne, Infernal Soul bonus, kind of little bit of poke kind of explosion, definitely gives them a huge advantage in team fights with the amount of damage it provides. So it will be interesting to see which team picks it up, or if they might try to do kind of a split where they give Dragon over for an objective, since Baron is now up.
A little bit of tomfoolery going on there in the Phantom side of the jungle. As, again, seeing the numbers coming through here. Everybody seems to be rotating his numbers, which is definitely the smart play here from both sides. One person steps out of line, they're getting CC, they're getting picked off. Both sides have so much damage in CC, it's actually a little ridiculous. As lots of members of the Phantoms here on this side, is no moves being made quite yet. On this one, KC Cool's just lurking on the other side of this wall, sees the ward come through. The Bard Q will not land onto anybody, and both teams just biding their time, waiting for that one enemy to be just a toe out of line is all it takes for these guys.
It's like when you're walking a wire, all it takes is like not even a blink, and the mistake could be made.
I mean, it's literally 200 gold difference at this point in the game. So this is going to be really tight. Oh, Ravensman actually caught up by that stun from Bard. Very close call there. That would have been really bad if the rest of the Phantoms were there to engage on Ravensman. But he's alive for now. We aren't going to see another Dragon for a minute and a half. But like Overcomer said, this is an Infernal this game. This is more damage for the team that can secure it. And with both teams pumping out this amount of damage, I mean, it's going to be great on either one of these teams that are able to secure it.
It's I want to say Spartans have a better Infernal Soul kind of comp. You know, so even something like the Wukong can kind of they're not even. I mean, Wukong will kind of just burst everyone at this point. But even something like the Galio, you know, getting a little bit of extra damage burst when he first dashes in, can definitely help in these team fights. You know, I mean, Vayne being 0-4 doesn't help. He's Ravensman doing a good job to keep up siege wise, but
Metro versus Gagibo right now, and that's going to be Gaggy bumped off of his skull. Shielding's coming out, but it does not matter. The Funky Monkey is in full motion right now, and 10-5 on that Wukong now. Metro is just getting very, very scary.
Yeah, it's that Wukong.
Oh no.
Oh
no, Reform. Oh, he's jumped on K-Cools with the Flash Cocoon, and Pratoga there to help clean that one up. So 3 for 5 right now with an Infernal coming up onto the map. This should be sole point here for the Spartans. And I mean, I was actually taking a look at the predictions on this one. 80% of the predictions for the Phantoms in this one. So if the Spartans are able to clutch this, the one person that voted for Spartans is looking at a big payout here in this one.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I think. Well, the thing is, I think that we do have to keep in mind. Although Vayne is 0-4, we are at 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. So the longer this game goes, Vayne, now at soul point of the fire of the Fire Soul, will be able to basically start 3-autoing the Kaisa, like 6-autoing that Bard for sure. Like those champion health bars are gonna just start going down farther and farther as we see the Rage Knife in inventory there, which means that she is definitely getting that Rage Blade in the near future as well.
Caught out, but no, we got another big fight going on. The Bard out will catch K-Cools on the backside. The calling coming out does take out Metro. Gagibo is on the backside. The repel coming up, and it seems the Spartans have been caught out of position here. The Phantoms just jump on immediately. Stopwatch coming out for K-Cools, but I don't think it's going to be enough. As Karthik is there to pick up the kill, it's just Can of Tin left. I don't know if he's going to be able to deal with all these members. It's still a 3 for 4 situation, but this is going to be the ace here for the Phantoms at 25 minutes, almost 26. That fight was kind of all over the place, I'm not going to lie.
I agree. That's very well done by Phantoms to catch that out. When teams, although they're ahead, any mistake could cost them a lot more than they might plan for.
Ah,
Um,
and this makes sense. Actually, wait a second. No, Spencer had a quick DC there, so he's just quickly restarting. Um, I I just saw Bertoga kind of out there. He was sitting by the river brush, but really put himself in a position to get jumped on there. But it wasn't that initially started this fight. It was K-Cools looking to go for one of these members of the Phantoms, but in the end, you see Gaggy again coming around from the back, gets the flank, and the Phantoms essentially just split the Spartans apart. They aren't able to stay as a cohesive unit, and Phantoms go and pick them off one by one off of that one, but still ends up being a 5-for-3. So even though there is an ace, even though they do, get this tier 2 mid tower off of it, there is still going to be some gold going back on over to the Spartans.
Yeah, and we do see now Ravensman getting that Rage Blade completed on the Vayne as well. So now sitting on Rage Blade Kraken Slayer, those autos are going to start flying in as time goes on, and that's only going to increase as as the farm goes up and the gold starts coming in. You do have a 700 gold bounty on this Olaf right now, who I'm pretty sure hasn't died since being 1-3. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was 1-3 at one point, and now he's set 10-3. But
kind of strong.
It's
kind of a strong Olaf, right?
If Ravensman is able to get that shutdown onto him, getting that 1,000 gold, that's almost like going to be almost half of what his next item. Single kill. So being 0-5, although hurting his score right now.
Oh, Metro. Metro is in so much trouble. Five members? 5 of you Phantoms are down here? You know what that means, though? Even though, actually, the vision was spotted. There was a ward that just expired there. So Phantoms know this Baron is being taken, but is that really worth the trade for Metro? I don't know. That's going to be the Bard all coming down. Kled is trying to make his way here. Oh, look at these Phantoms. They're on their way, but not in time. The Baron is just stolen away. Well, not really stolen. It's just kind of picked up here by the Spartans here while they go in and take Metro. 5 members down there for one funky monkey. In exchange for it, it's a purple worm, but Canatink getting jumped on up here. That's going to be the heroic entrance coming through from Bertoga. Big old taunt as well, too, as Ravensman on the backside doing so much damage now that he has that Kraken Slayer. He's just shredding through these members of the Phantoms. Find themselves a couple kills there. And Spencer is going to have to hightail it on out of there along with Reformed, as these members of the Spartans are going to be really strong for the next couple minutes with that Baron buff. As, Culling's actually coming through. Ravensman's getting low. He's going to have to get the hell out of there. That Lucian almost finds it with Bertoga. Going back in onto Reformed Fang. The Cocoon will not land, but does not matter with the amount of CC coming out. Bertoga, KC Cool finds himself his 9th kill of the game on that Elise. That's actually so massive.
Yeah, that was definitely exactly what Ravensman wanted. He did just straight by a Mortal Reminder. Before that fight, he had the Kraken Slayer, Rage Blade, I'm pretty sure the Vampire Acceptor, the boots, and now he's sitting with a Mortal Reminder as well. So getting that 1,000 gold bounty shutdown on Olaf, as well as the other kills he picked up as well from that, definitely has started to turn this tide, as he is now. This is when Vayne starts to shine. You're approaching 30 minutes. All that early game kind of weakness that you have is now traded by your ability to basically one-shot someone within 3 autos.
It's scary because Leonard posted this in chat. Vayne is online. This is kind of it, though. We are in the late game. It's 29 minutes now. Vayne has 3.5 items plus the boots. This Vayne's scary. So as long as they can keep Ravensman alive in these fights, I think Spartans stand a really good chance here. However, this Infernal is now up. It's so point for Spartans. They're going to look if they can secure this one for themselves.
I definitely think, at the state where the towers are at too,
if you do manage this Inferno Soul, having Baron buff as well, they can just go mid and end.
Oh, they're going for a Genki on the back line. Actually going to be caught up by the Butter Ult. The culling is coming through, but Metro does take out Spencer, and Raven's Man now going on a killing spree. Candace in the back line and is picked off, but now look at these 4 members of the Spartans chasing on down. Reform's actually going to get jumped on. It's a double kill for Raven's Man. He's not done yet. KC Cools is there and picks himself up a double kill as well, too. This spells the soul for the Spartans, and this is really bad for the Phantoms now. Ugh, big turnaround there.
Yeah. I'm not too sure how much more they can do. I mean, it does come down to Spartans do need to play their team fights correctly still, because, you know, like, you look at their health bars. Can of Tin being dead, you have Pratoga at, like, less than a quarter health, so with the way it's set up, you know, these champions can still die. They're not completely unkillable, but it is with Fire Soul added into their high damage output that is a late game comp, such as a Vayne. It is kind of a lot harder to stay alive, as we saw how fast the Vayne kind of took out those health bars. We saw like this Dirax getting procced after 3 autos.
Yeah, little ridiculous how much he pumps out, but during that time, Metro was able to crack the tier 3 tower and the inhibitor, so that is going to be massive here for the Spartans, getting that push off. They can maybe look to even send Cam to go for a split on one of the side lanes. However, when all 5 of them are together, much stronger. But he does have TP to get into one of these fights if that does end up being the case. So this is a really nice setup for the Spartans, playing that macro just beautifully, and now sitting on that Infernal Soul. This is getting really scary for the Phantoms.
This is exactly the situation I think that Spartans had wanted to find themselves in. You know, they had those early leads with those kills. Phantoms managed to keep it in the game. You know, they had the towers. They had
ADC fight in the top lane. Oh, yay! Ravens, man. Did he just 3-shot him? I think he just 3-shot him. That's disgusting.
It was close. I don't know if it was quite 3 autos. I think it might have been like 4 or 5, but it was definitely close.
That's disgusting.
And then at least doing Spencer's health with 1 spider.
This is actually nuts. The night harvester on that at least. Ooh, condemned to the wall. Spencer
no.
is caught out and picked off, but that's gonna be the Ragnarok flash immediately from this Olaf. But we talked about this. Yes, you can run at the Vayne all you want. You almost got there, but you got to get through this damage. And a beautiful cocoon there. Oh my God, KC Cools, you bloody animal. I love it. 13-2-9 on that Elise. As we see Metro pick up the ace, his 12th kill on the Wukong. He is unfortunately picked off by that Nexus tower. The calling coming out, the last fight, the last hope here for the Phantoms, but these Nexus turrets are going down. KC Cools is getting really low. 1W might actually do it, but Pratoga there to block up those autos. This final Nexus turret is dropping. KC Cools is shut down, but this is super weird. It happened again. All right, Riot Games here.
My.
Instead of letting
see this amazing dive.
Instead of no.
What happens to this amazing dive here?
Oh man, this is so unfortunate. I honestly I can't believe this game. I can't believe this game. This is so sad. As I mean, this is gonna kind of spell it. There's death timers that are in the 30-40 seconds range now. The last Nexus turret is going down. I think we can get a good confirmation that this one mathematically is going to be ending in favor of the Spartans. I believe we have a couple Spartans there in chat too, if we can get a confirmation. Yes, Ravens Man there with a confirmation for the Spartans win. So unfortunate that again Riot Games has denied us from seeing that wonderful ending to that game, but it is going to be a win for the Spartans. They find themselves a very strong pickup there. The Vayne late game came online, and my God, that was actually ridiculous.
Yeah, they were never fully behind. You know, Ravensman keeping up in CS. The fact that he died 5 times and he was still going even with CS. Like, it almost brings a question of what were you doing with getting those kills? Phantom's playing really well. However,
not if not no CS leads off of getting kills like they were getting, definitely kind of in the end lowers the amount of gold they have to spread. And now you turn around with Vayne getting those like 3 to 4 kills, and it's just kind of goes downhill because she got Rage Blade, she got Kraken Slayer, and next thing you know, you go to fight and your health bar just gets one shot.
Yeah, that was some really good stuff out of the Spartans. It was, I mean, we looked at it and it was, you know, a little scary in the early game for them, but I think, you know, coming into this game with a Vayne, you know that early game is not where it's at. You're looking to really come back into this game as a late game Vayne and really pop off, and that's exactly where we saw this damage coming out. But aside from that, KC Cools on that Elise was absolutely insane this game. He was everywhere he needed to be at every point in the game. I mean, the ganks were wonderful for his team, and just huge shout out to the Spartans jungler on that one. But really, all members of the Spartans played great. Canatin was, you know, on that Aurelia, and just being able to zip around like that is enough to draw the attention off from the rest of the members of the Spartans, and he did exactly that. We saw in that last Dragon fight, Canatin was up in the front line of the Phantoms 4v1ing. Unfortunately, he did die there, but it was enough time for the rest of the Spartans to remove Gabibo off the backside of them and then turn the fight around. So everyone was doing a great job there, and even Pratoga too, especially on that Galio, coming through with lots of great CC just to set his team up for whatever kills they really wanted. Was that is the power of Galio right now. It truly is.
Yeah, a true support at as a champion.
Well, guys, we are going to start up that player of the game poll, so you can go ahead and vote and let us know who you think deserves player of the game. But Overcomer, any last thoughts about these games we saw tonight?
I mean, I guess I could just say, kind of as a reminder to all teams, don't count the game as over just because, like you have your players getting somewhat behind or like, although, Spartans were ahead, but Phantoms had a massive outplay. They were doing really well with objectives, but they kind of just, I think it was kind of one mistake. They let the Vayne kind of get where she needed to be, and I don't think they respected her enough, knowing that she had those items. They were only sending the Olaf. They sent the 1 or 2 people when she first got that power spike. They still only sent the 1 or 2 people diving backline, and at that point, Vayne will be able to delete half your health bar before you even get there, and then you have to go through the rest of her team on top of that. So just those little catches, it's not it's when it comes down to macro, it's hugely important to understand those power spikes because if a game goes dead even, all it takes is to step 1 foot over the line and your whole team could just fall apart.
Mm-hmm. And that's I couldn't have phrased it better. The going even is definitely the key point to that because, that's what we saw. Oh, we have some good back and forth between the Spartans and the Phantoms with this game, but it was relatively even until we hit that mid game. And then we started to see a few trades from KC Cools coming through where he was just tearing through the members of the Phantoms. And once we hit 30 minutes and we saw a Vayne with 3.5 items, I mean, that's kind of the point where the Spartans are saying, hey, it's go time. Let's put the pedal to the metal. Let's put some gas on this one, and let's finish this one out. And that's exactly what they do. They find the Infernal Soul, they find the Baron, and they find some really fantastic kills. So just great job, Spartans, and GG. But we are going to head to a little break. So, guys, when we get back, we will be we'll be announcing our player of the game from game number 2 tonight. So make sure to stick around for that. We are also going to be doing a token raffle for 250 tokens tonight. So make sure to stick around for the end of stream if you want to be a part of that and your chance to win 250 tokens. So, guys, we will see you very soon. And you will see my face back on the analyst desk in 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Not going to want to miss it.
Sometimes I think about myself. I wish I was somewhere else, far from my fear, anxiety, far from my weakness. I could be gone, but I'm just afraid. I refuse to fix the problem, and I think I can carry on. You can lie, you can try, but you'd like to leave this feeling. We got to breathe, to dig, to leave the life we are dreaming. It could go wrong, but I'm just a nest. You must be lonely, but you could be crazy if you keep looking down. Don't you cry no more, no more. Tears is in mine. Sometimes I think about myself, and I wish me the best, but I just think I'm missing my voice and skills, I must confess. I'm speaking in English, but I'm just French. I would like to speak better, add a better fine rhyme to my letter on time, like a watchmaker. You can lie, you can try, but you'd like to leave this feeling. We got to breathe, to dig, to leave the life we are dreaming. It could go wrong, but I'm just a nest. You must be lonely, but you could be crazy if you keep looking down.
If I could be a star, I would like to be a brighter. If I could be the trees, I would like to be the highest. And if I could be a hero, I would like to be Superman. And if I could be magic, I would like to be love. And if I could be the best one, I would like to be honest. And if I could be someone.
Hello, and welcome. Let me get that mic over here. Welcome back to the LRS Draft, week number 2. We are just finishing up here. The Spartans just took a win over the Phantoms, and we've got our player of the game, none other than the big bad support himself, Protoga, up there, going 2, 5, and 15 on the Galio. Super great stuff out of the Spartans. Everybody, I mean, it's hard to choose just one player of the game here because all of these guys played really amazing, let themselves scale up, and that's kind of where the the big win came here, and I do see the hi Lunar. Hi Lunar, how's it going down there? But guys, we are going to be wrapping the show up for tonight. Don't forget, we are about to start a giveaway for 250 Legends tokens. So if you want to enter, make sure to use the command raffle when you see it show up right now. There it is. Yeah, there we go. So use command raffle to enter on in for your chance to win 250 Legends tokens. You can use those every night of League of Legends that we have going. But this will conclude the LRS Draft Week 2. The Lions find themselves a winning game. No, they don't. They don't. It was the Vipers that won. Ooh, scary. Forgetting that fast. I'm like a goldfish. What have I said? Vipers win that first game of the night. Spartans come through. They win the second game of the night. But don't forget to check our Instagram and our Twitter. Stats and standings will be posted this week. And of course, make sure to check out our YouTube, as VODs will be posted not technically 24 hours, but 6 p.m. The next day after the games have been played. So tomorrow night, 6 p.m., the VOD of this will be posted on our YouTube. But make sure to tune back in here, 8 p.m. EST tomorrow night for Week 3 of the LAS pre-night. We will see, I believe it's DOV versus Schlam Esports tomorrow night. So make sure to be here. Salt Spreader will be back on the desk. And of course, your casters, Sheep, and Woven Alchemist will be back to give you guys a wonderful show. But that's going to be it from us. So thank you to our teams for putting on a great show for us tonight. And thank you to my boy Overcomer, a.k.a. Oti Shisha, a.k.a. God Queen Soraka. Thank you so much for the cast tonight, brother.
Anytime.
But that's all, folks. Remember, you got about 3.5 more minutes left to enter that raffle as the show is closing out. So I'll make sure to get the winner their tokens once that raffle goes through. So far, only 3 of you entered in there. One of them's Dream. Don't let him win again. He's already got one emote. But guys, have a wonderful night. Gurf signing out. Take care, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. right here. Have a great night, guys.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. The night is young and I think this could go far. The sky is dark but you're my shooting star. Could see your face reflect upon the moon. It was a pretty summer night in June. And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies.